ball game.
Yes.
We are live.
We are live. Oh, how wonderful. Oh, how
You want to sing again? We can do it for the recording.
Yes. So did we go live during the song?
Just at the very end.
Very end. That's okay. That's okay. I want to add my words of welcome to Eva and Barbara, who are back with us again. If we're getting to be habit forming, please just keep it up. We like that a lot. I will point out that 2 weeks ago we had 7 first-time visitors, and only 2 have come back. As Dean Smith said, if winning was a matter of life and death, we'd all do a lot of dying. Our opening words come from Elvis Presley. Everybody comes from the same source. If you hate another human being, you're hating part of yourself.
I'm going to play a song that's known for Elvis, but it was actually an older song called Orally.
Now, that will give us his reflection.
Let's breathe together. Everybody take a deep breath and blow it all the way out like you're blowing out candles on a birthday cake. Oh, I've had a request, and it doesn't really have anything to do with anything, but Naomi can be so persuasive. Mike has allowed me to use his guitar.
You do know that. Don't blink it.
My daughter was. I'm not gonna drop it. I'm gonna drop it.
Famous list.
This guy, he's like,
Mike, I think I need a pig.
Yeah.
My daughter was 14 years old on the day this happened. I was driving to work. Thank you, buddy.
Yeah.
Okay, thank you. Yeah. I was driving to work, and I was meditating on oneness with the divine. Oneness with the divine, just constantly, over and over again. And the back of my head came off, and my back opened up, and light came shining through. And I was telling Meg Barnhouse about it. And Meg, as you all know, I mentioned her so many times, was a great, wonderful Unitarian Universalist minister who's now passed on, but such an influence on my life. And Meg said to me, Pat, it's okay to be one with the divine. But she said, if you ever get to thinking you're Jesus, and she just paused, and I said, Meg, I can get a song out of that. And Naomi has requested this. If anybody has a problem with it, speak with Naomi. If you ever get to thinking you're Jesus, you're gonna need psychological care. If you ever get to thinking you're the king of the world, with a crown up your head, then you're gonna need a little bit of lithium and a short hospital stay. And the folks in the church say you're in for a shock when it comes to judgment day. See yourself as fantastic. We're all in self-esteem. See yourself as a child of God, trickle in the endless stream. But if you ever get to thinking you're Jesus, you're in for a heck of a fight. Never mind how divine you feel in your heart, never mind. But you might be right. And if you ever get to thinking you're Buddha, you might keep it to yourself. Why? You set your butt in the Bodhi tree, you can smile that sweet old smile. But if you tell them at the mental health clinic, they got a room they'll put you in. You can't see your Bodhi tree from there, they don't care how much you grin. So see yourself as fantastic. We're all in self-esteem. See yourself as a child of God, trickle in the endless stream. But if you ever get to thinking you're Buddha, you're in for a heck of a fight. Never mind how divine you feel in your heart. Never mind that you might be right. I made him nervous.
No. Turn the volume down so they listen.
I'm not a nervous dad.
Today is my son Luke's 30th birthday. That's how he got into this sermon today, or this reflection, whatever Unitarians are supposed to call it. And when he was maybe 7 or 8, he had heard that song and heard it. And he actually heard 2 more verses, one for Krishna and one for Allah. And he asked me, he said, "Daddy, how many gods are there?" And I said, "Well, son, the Hindus have 100,000. And I told him about the Norse gods and the Greek gods and the Roman gods. He said, "Daddy, let's write a verse for every one of them." From what we know of the lives of Babe Ruth and Elvis Presley, they were both overarching talents and sadly self-indulgent. They taught us that truly great things can be accomplished. But in doing so, we might get confused about how important we are in the overall work of the human race. After all, one of them was just a ball player and the other one a musician. Hal Rubin was laughing the other evening at the after-service meal. He noted that Babe Ruth had played ball in the 1920s and 30s, and yet he is still remembered today. Well, he also had a candy bar named after him. That helped. One young man, probably 10 years old, I asked to list his heroes. He listed the starting lineup of the Atlanta Braves and Babe Ruth. The Babe, at that point, had been dead for about 60 years. He passed on this date, August 16th, 1948. He was 53 years old and passed from cancer. He has been gone now for 78 years and lives on in the imaginations of us all, even children. Major League Baseball has a record book for hundreds of different superlatives. If you look at those hitting, strikeout, and home run records, Babe Ruth still holds many of them, and the ones he doesn't hold, he's in 2nd or 3rd place. He once hit 4 home runs in 1 World Series game. Nobody else has ever done that. After his passing, Elvis Presley has earned far more money for his estate than he ever earned while alive. His passing came on this date in 1977. He was 42 years old. Initially turned away by Sam Phillips at Sun Records in Memphis, He was called back 2 years later, and his first recording of Heartbreak Hotel shot to the top of the charts like a Roman candle. In turning him away 2 years earlier, Phillips had told Presley, "Keep driving the truck." Linda Heidenberg paraphrased that the other night by saying, "Don't quit your day job." Both of these men defined for so many of us what it meant to have fun, to succeed, in some aspects, even what it meant to be an American. Johnny Carson once said, "If life were fair, Elvis would have lived and all the impersonators would have died." Carson also said Joan Rivers was so mean she'd hold a beer party and lock the bathroom. What are we to take from the lives of Elvis and Babe Ruth? How might they inform our experiences, our memories, our hopes and dreams? None of us will ever hit 4 home runs in a World Series game or any other kind of game. None of us, with the possible exception of Mike Alec, will ever top the charts with one of our songs. We're not giving up on you, Mike. We still believe. Think how lucky we are to have Mike Alec here on Sunday afternoon. One lesson we can learn from these iconic figures is that doing anything great requires more than talent. Talent can sit on the porch and watch the world go by. Accomplishment requires action. This congregation is made up of so many action-oriented people. Building a dog fence, cleaning up the side of the road, feeding people at Feed NC, recruiting voters with postcards. All of it requires putting our shoes on and getting out of the house. Linda's wonderful work of organizing Movie Tuesdays, book club, and Marjorie's work to organize chalice circles. All of it requires action. And I know you're probably going to hear about it in a few minutes, but the sign-up sheets for chalice circles are out in the lobby today. Please join a chalice circle. You won't regret it. Or if you do regret it, you can quit. I have to say again that showing up here on Sunday afternoons is an essential part of what we all do here and who we are to each other. And Laura Daly made it so clear in that text she answered this morning to say, "Oh no, this congregation has not hurt her feelings. She's just been very involved in care for a family member, and she will be back." This is not Yankee Stadium or a packed house in Vegas, but it is essentially, fundamentally as important to our work as those places were to Babe Ruth and Elvis Presley. Because we come here and support each other, greet each other, and make all the connections we make to each other, we are able to do what needs doing. It's pretty simple math. We may not be the size of the crowds those guys drew, but we draw each other, and we need each other to do the powerful and beautiful work we do. I did say I'd talk about my son, Luke. Some of you know that I have 9 children because of my stepchildren and foster children. But my brother runs the number up to about 15 or 16 because many of those children have spouses. Then he adds in a few others to get the number past 20. And I love them all and the grandchildren they have produced. Daddy used to say children were a necessary evil to get grandchildren. I was more than happy to be a necessary evil in that man's life. Luke was born on this date 30 years ago today. He has been a positive force for good in the lives of pretty much anyone who has ever known him. His mother, Pam Manning, and I were 42 when he was born. And yes, many people have asked him how he enjoys hanging out with his granddaddy. That coming late in life has enhanced the charm and grace of his being among us. When he was about 4 or 5 years old, his mother adopted a dog who'd been shot and nursed her back to health. During that nursing period, the dog had puppies. As we were working to adopt out the puppies, Luke was sitting in the floor as the puppies crawled all over him. His mother and I could see the back of his head and the puppies as he said, "Think what we would have missed." His mother and I had a tender moment as we knew he was talking about the puppies, but we reckoned some tender magic had happened to make this other dear young boy appear in our lives along with those puppies. Think what we would have missed. There are so many stories of how he was far, far more wonderful than Babe Ruth or Elvis could ever have been to Pam Manning and me. A high school classmate approached him and asked him if he were a Unitarian Universalist. When he said he was, the classmate said this, "I know your people are open and accepting of gay and lesbian people. I'm a Baptist, and I believe your people are wrong for that. But I also want you to know I respect you and your people for that position." Luke didn't have to say a word. He didn't have to challenge any old prejudices. He just had to show up as a UU. It was enough. He attended 4 General Assemblies during the 8 years I was at the Greenville UU, and he is soaked in our way of thinking and acting. When he graduated from high school, he joined thousands of high school seniors who walked across the stage at General Assembly to the cheers and applause of thousands of UUs gathered in Providence, Rhode Island. At his own high school graduation in Chesney, South Carolina, the president of his class introduced him as Luke the Man Jobe. And his classmates offered up more cheering and more applause. At his wedding 3 years ago, his wonderful, amazing, superlative wife, Sydney, talked about finding him at the mountain summer camp near Highlands, North Carolina. She said she was encouraged that he was a Unitarian and he was cute. He works now as a public defender in Albuquerque, New Mexico, where his clients are among the city's poorest and most oppressed human beings. He said, "I get up every morning, Daddy, and fight oppression." It is a little tender to my heart to be here today instead of in Albuquerque with him on his 30th birthday, but I will see him soon, and I stay pretty tight. Maybe I stay tight too, I don't know. But I stay tight with those 30 some odd siblings my brother describes as our extended offspring. I have told him he can watch this on YouTube, and just in case he is, happy birthday, Luke. Susan says we do have one watcher. You are the man, even if your brothers and brothers-in-law are also the man. And your female sibs and spouses are also among the truly best women of the world. So there you have them, beloved Unitarians of Lake Norman, the Sultan of Swing, rock and roll's king, and one of the kings who makes my heart sing. The floor is now open for talk.
This is the part of the service where you're invited to offer your thoughts, comments, and questions about today's theme. Please use the microphone so the viewers at home can both see and hear you. This is the microphone. Okay.
Luke, happy birthday. I'm sitting here regretting the fact that I have a picture of, what's his name? Who's the ball player?
Oh, Babe Ruth.
Babe Ruth.
Yeah,
Big fan.
I'm so into that. No, I have a picture that my father took of Babe Ruth playing golf. And it's home. And then, of course, I have a picture of Elvis Presley. And it's a live picture from Associated Press because my father worked there. So I have two pictures for today's thing, and they're both home. I'm sorry.
Where's the picture of Luke?
And I just wanted to say, I was pregnant with my daughter, my first child, in 1977. And that August was a horrible letdown for me. I was an Elvis fan from, well, he was before I was, but that long. So I always remember that. And I also believe, I'm not positive, I think his mother also died on the same date at the same age, at 42 years old.
That's right.
That was a sad event.
His daughter was very young.
I went to a $1 million porch ad at the Kennedy Center the other night. You all go? It was really good. Of course, Elvis was prominent. And going back to the car, I discovered a new talent that Joe Price had that I didn't know. But he sang "Love Me Tender" at the top of his voice all the way back to the car. We need to sign him up, but you know, Mike, you might have a partner in some of that.
You can talk in any of the three. That one
This
is,
one picks up.
that one picks up for the home folks, but they can hear out of the speaker.
That's true. I know very little about Babe Ruth, but having worked in oldies radio, I know anything and everything about Elvis. And so we would always celebrate January as the birth month and August as death month.
Yeah.
One year, and of course we had our own, this was at Magic 96 in the oldies. Of course we had our own Elvis impersonator. And he went everywhere. And he had a girlfriend that they had been seeing for some time. Well, all these things just came together at once. The Mint Museum on Randolph Road brought in a traveling show of famous paintings and pictures of Marilyn Monroe. And as everyone here knows, I'm sure, Elvis married Priscilla on May the 1st, 1967. So that opening of that show was going to be on May the 1st. So I started thinking, well, we have to do something with this. What will we do? So it happens that the Beatles tribute group called Yesterday was performing uptown. There was a really good Marilyn impersonator who was coming in, hired by the Mint. So I approached my Elvis impersonator and his girlfriend. I said, how would you like to get married at the Mint on May 1st? And we'll have the Beatles play for you, play the music. We've got a sponsor to give us a diamond ring. We will have the Cadillac, our Cadillac painted pink, take you uptown to the Dunhill. And the next day, we will fly you to where we want to go in the magic hot air balloon. So they were all excited and all this is free. Oh, this is going to be wonderful. So we started this big promotion so that someone in the audience could also win a wig that day. We just had to be packed and ready to go. So we show up that day and we're all dressed to the nines, and the plan is that the bride was going to walk out of the Mint with her bridesmaids and her money. And we had the Beatles on the stage, and they were going to do a few songs, and then we had recorded some Elvis songs. All right, all is well. Thousands, well, hundreds of people. 700 or 800 people were there from 3 time zones, but they were there. And others were listening on the radio. And so I'm down there directing this, and I said to our production guy, Ron, get it, can't help falling in love with you. And he goes, well, that's too bad, I'm married. Roll tape, Ron. Here's some beautiful Elvis music. The doors open. Out comes the bride, the impersonator standing there. He's got his best man with him. And down comes the bride, and people are just, oh, this is wonderful. And we had an actual minister there that they had chosen. So the bride gets down the steps of the Mint, and she's progressing down the sidewalk, and then she stops. And she gets this awful look on her face, like, I can't do this. I can't go through this. And her mother steps up to her and starts talking to her, comforting her, and our soundtrack stopped. So the Beatles thought, well, we'll try to help. So they go into She Loved You. So they play a few verses of that. And this time she's crying just a little bit, but she gets herself back together. Her mother takes her by the arm, and they start back down the aisle again, or the sidewalk again. And they get about halfway down, and they start playing Love Me Tender. Because by this time, Ron is so mixed up, he's just playing, he's pushing buttons, whatever comes up. So they're walking again, and then she starts to lose it again. And the Beatles, I don't know why they did this, but then they started playing Chains. My baby's got me locked up. That was it. She pulled off with her mother and so we went ahead and we drew a winner, and they came down, they got married. Anybody who wanted to renew their vows got married. I had to get on the phone, cancel the hotel, cancel all these other things, and our Elvis impersonator though stood there, and he called himself the Big E, and we went up to him and said, program director said, I'm really sorry that this happened, and he said, I'm not. Well, I don't think I can top that. I just want to say thank you. This was really lovely. It's great to be back. This is my first time sitting you. And what you've invited us to do is really take a look at our heroes, and these heroes that people follow, because they may be a part of us. Now, if we think that we are the hero, I hear that there's a special room somewhere for us. But yeah, no, I really appreciate the invite to think about these people, and I love that you included your son. Happy birthday, Luke. And we don't have to be as accomplished as Luke to make a difference, to be there for other people. And I think that's the other invitation that you're saying is, who do we follow? And can we be somebody that somebody else wants to follow? Thank you.
In the movie DC Cab, Gary Busey says, I don't work on January the 8th. That's Elvis's birthday.
Now, Mike.
Yes. Eddie, it's in C.
Everything's in C today.
Is this an Elvis tune?
Might be an Elvis too. So I was telling Eddie the story that, I'm a big Beatle nut, and the Beatles, the only reason for playing music was because of Elvis, and they got to meet him at a party in Beverly Hills, and they sat there and just stared at him for like a half hour. He said, if you're not going to say anything, I'm going to bed. And the heroes.
And we were there for the Big E.
The Big E. You just got to do bop bop.
No, I can't so you roll you can't come around. Please tell the phone, don't be rude to a part that's true. Oh, baby, made your name, so that I said, oh, don't forget the past. Future's crying, don't be cruel. The part that's true. I don't want no one love, baby, it's just you. Don't stop making love, don't you be this way. Come over here, love, do just what I say. The part that's true. Why should we be apart? really love. To the preacher, let us say I do. Oh, baby, if you wanna have, know that I'll have you. Don't be cruel, that's true. Don't be cruel, that's true. I don't want no one love, baby, it's just you.
Try to shake your hips,
Well, this fellowship is important to us all. The contributions we make today allow us to sustain and grow our congregation and to reach out to the community, both nearby and in the larger world. Your giving affirms our commitment to each other and to the community. I urge the viewers at home to switch briefly to the main page of our website and hit the donate button to join with the in-person members. And I thank you for your generosity.
Oh. There's coming back.
With grateful hearts, we receive these gifts. May they encourage us to live lives of integrity, compassion, and peace. We are also grateful to all the people who make possible our Sunday services, our various community activities, and presenting us to the outside world via newsletter and YouTube. And that includes all of you who cheer us on in this beautiful space today or in your recliner at home. Please note the announcements in your order of service. Here's the social supper today.
We're going to Fusion Bowl.
Fusion Bowl in Cornelius. Everyone is welcome. This is right after the service. We head over there and have a wonderful meal and a chance to talk with one another. It's a great thing. We also have Movie Tuesdays, and where we will get together and see an afternoon movie at Birkdale, followed by a little food, usually at Bricks, where we rate the movie and fix all the problems of the world. And our movie this week is The Rivals of Anziah King. I think is how you pronounce it. And that will be at 12:40. We can talk with Linda about it or just show up. The Heart of the Carolinas Ministry, its next build will be for Tito. Tito and Lucas, who are mixes of Great Dane, Pit Bull, and Boxer. And that will be August 22nd. And you can check their website or contact Claudia. our next second Thursday to feed those who hunger at Feed NC is September 10th. Volunteers are always needed. The Friday Action Hour meets every Friday morning at 11 on a Zoom call. And it's a good way to be active in working for justice in the community, state, and nation. Is there anything else important?
Good. Chalice Circle signups are out.
Chalice Circle signups are out there. I will be leading one of them, but it won't be at my house, so you don't have to worry about all my cats. It will be at Linda's.
I have an announcement.
All right.
Can we go? Okay, I'm Jim. This is for Greg. We're disorganized. I thought he was going to do this. He just asked me. We've been working on the bylaws since March. The vote was postponed last week or week before, whatever it was. But anyway, right now we're scheduling the vote for October 11th. We will get the revisions out this week. From the time we get the revisions out, we have 2 weeks to give us any comments or questions. There is a deadline. The reason being that is that when we put it out before, we didn't put a deadline. So we were getting comments right at the time to vote. Obviously, you can't do anything then because then you wouldn't have the 30 days notice. So we are going to have every revision singled out. So there are 14 revisions, and again, they'll be posted this week, I hope. We'll talk to Susan about it when we get through here. But we're also going to do a mass email with them. 14 revisions, and we're scheduling the vote for October 11th.
Thanks, Jim.
So on the very front page of the website, right up top, there's a link that will take you to the directory and documents page, which has the current bylaws and the proposed revisions. And we were going to make sure we've got the most recent proposed revisions as part of that page. But easy to find, first thing on the web page, right there in red on the top. So please go look for that. We'll have a sample ballot and we'll have the revisions, right?
One more announcement.
As Reverend Pat introduced the concept, after I gave my speech, I was so humbly moved that many people had questions about mental health issues. I decided I wanted to offer a little more. Today, anybody who is wanting to ask me some questions, that kind of thing, we can meet in the parlor, but it's more of an introduction to whether or not there's an interest in having something like this maybe be provided after a service every other month, so that you can bring your questions and that kind of thing. So feel free to meet me in the parlor afterwards for a brief introduction of what I might be able to share with you and offer if you're interested.
Thank you.
Thank you.
And now, Reverend Pat has something to say about our closing song.
So all of you have the words to Can't Help Falling in Love with You. So the reason I wanted to do this, besides the fact that it's an Elvis song, is a couple of years ago, I was driving to Bluffton, and there was a beautiful sunset down south of Interstate 95. And I was listening to Arlo Guthrie sing this song on YouTube. And I really, really recommend that video. I cried like a baby, but that's not unusual for me. The message was that Arlo had been at a rally. I think he said there were 30,000 drunks singing with him in Germany. And Pete Seeger had called on him to sing a song. Well, Arlo says Pete had already sung all the great protest songs. And so he started singing this song, and he said 30,000 drunks started singing along with him. And he said, maybe what we need to understand is truly powerful protest songs don't have to always be about a certain issue. Sometimes they can be about the simple fact of loving each other. And so I would encourage you, as we sing this song, to think about people you love. And I know some of you are sitting with people you love. So you may even want to look over at each other as you sing this song. Gail Arm is trying to remember which guy she's sitting with.
Only fools rush in, but I can't help falling in love with you. Shall I stay? Would it be a sin if I can't help falling in love with you? Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. Like a river flows surely to the sea, darling, so it goes. Some things are meant to be. Take my hand, take my whole life too, for I can't help falling in love with you. For I can't help falling in love with you.
Y'all did that to win. What a group to fall in love with, Mary Nicholson says. What a group to fall in love with. And Gail got over her confusion.
Right side?
Yeah, she went to the right side. The closing words come from Babe Ruth. He said, don't let the fear of striking out keep you out of the ball game.
And we close our service by extinguishing the light in the chalice and saying together the words in your order of service. We extinguish
This chalice,
but not the light of truth, the warmth of community, or the fire of commitment. These we carry in our hearts until we meet again.